All right, can everybody see the agenda on the screen?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. So good morning and welcome everyone to the Austin Ryan White Clinical Quality Management Committee meeting. We appreciate you all joining us today. We do have a fun-filled, action-packed agenda that we'll be running through prior to the holidays, just to check in with everybody, see how everybody's doing. And we'll start out by reading the meeting purpose to improve the quality of care and health outcomes for people with HIV by implementing clinical quality management strategies using logical, systematic, and effective processes to solve problems in service delivery and clinical care. And today you'll have a plethora of facilitators for multiple topics, and we will just jump right into welcome and introductions. I'll start out with my team really quickly. I'm Thomas Rodriguez-Shucker with Collaborative Research. We are the consulting group for Austin Public Health HIV Resource Administration Unit. And then I will kick it over to my colleague, Derek.
I'm Derek Jackson, also with Collaborative Research.
Thank you. And then Cliff.
Cliff Barnett, Collaborative Research.
Thank you. Michael. Andy.
Hello, Andy McCracken, Collaborative Research.
All right, and I'll move it over to the HRAU team. In the meantime, if everybody else could please drop your name, agency, and into the chat for us so that we can save time by going through each agency and provider. And Jennifer, I'll move it over to you, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Jennifer LeBlanc and I'm the Clinical Quality Management Coordinator with HIV Resource Administration Unit. And I'll pass it over to Sherry.
Good morning. My name is Sherry Lyles, and I'm the Data Manager at HRAU, and I'll pass it over to Raju.
Raju, that mute button's got you.
I'm so sorry. My name is Raju Gimire. I'm research analyst at HIV Resources Administration Unit. I'll pass it over to, is there anyone in our unit? Tara? Hello, Tara. Looks like.
Yeah, I see that she came off mute, but we can't hear you.
Sure.
No worries.
Then Kim, you can go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. Kim Nguyen, EHE Grants Coordinator here at the HRAU APH. Pass it over to Aaron.
Good morning. Erin Brown, Part A Grants Coordinator for HRAU.
All right. I believe that's all the HRAU team. And again, if everyone else, if you do not mind, just in essence to save time, you could drop your name and the organization that you're with in the chat so we can just get a good recording of that.
I'm sorry, we have one more.
I'm sorry.
Julia.
Oh, I didn't see Julia on. My apologies.
So yes, I'm the grants coordinator for HRAU as well.
Great. Thank you, Julia. Sorry, there's so many names on the screen. I did not see you. I apologize. So again, thank you everyone for joining us. I appreciate that. I think one thing we can all add to our resumes in the past 2 years is that we can read lips even when people are on mute. So I feel like we all need certificates for that. So we'll move on to the next topic on the agenda today is updates for the client satisfaction survey. And Jennifer, I will stop share and move that over to you, ma'am.
Perfect. As most of you are aware, we are launching the client satisfaction survey. And it is currently live, and we have a handful of survey participants that have already completed the survey, so that's exciting. I wanted to take a moment today to kind of go over the consumer satisfaction survey, I developed a slideshow that kind of just talks about what the expectations are, what it looks like, the time frame of the survey itself, and what next steps to take. So I am going to, share my screen. One second. Bear with me, technical difficulties here. All righty. Can everyone see that okay? Perfect.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Hmm. All right, so what I'll go over is an overview of the satisfaction survey, how to administer the survey, and that'll include preparation, building support among staff, how to create a sampling plan, creating a survey administration plan, administering or distributing the survey, what comes next, talk a little bit about analyzing the data, disseminating the results, and incorporating the results into QI initiatives, followed up with important dates and information about the HRAU support. So why are we doing this? Client satisfaction surveys are important because it helps us to improve health outcomes. Measuring client satisfaction helps with strengthening communication and building relationships with your clients. And it assesses the strengths and weaknesses of your HIV program from the client's perspective, which is really, really important. It also assesses the strengths and weaknesses of, I put that twice. It creates a baseline data against which to measure changes in client satisfaction. It also helps strengthen communication and build relationships with your clients. And it gives us key opportunities to make and monitor the changes required to achieve some important goals, improving patient satisfaction, improving care overall. So there are several ways to collect this feedback. The survey method was selected for 2 reasons. It doesn't require an excessive amount of time or resources to administer, and allows clients to remain anonymous, which results in more open and honest feedback. So this modeled was after the patient satisfaction survey conducted by the New York Department of Health. And it consists of not only the core module, which covers the basic HIV medical visit, but it also includes 15 additional optional modules. So we want to take a look at all of the service categories and give our patients, our clients, an opportunity to provide their feedback on all of our services. So although they may not receive all 15 services, they have an opportunity to provide their feedback on the services that they do receive. So there's 5 primary steps to administering the satisfaction survey. One is to build rapport, build support among your staff members, creating a sampling plan, creating a survey administration plan or distribution plan, preparing your patients and staff for survey administration, and distributing the survey to the clients. So how to build support amongst staff members. It's important for those that will be encountering clients what to expect and how to preface and word what the survey is and have a general understanding of what the survey looks like and what the purpose is. So explain the survey's basic purpose. It's to confirm what the facility does well and to also identify opportunities for improvement. The survey will not be used as a tool to evaluate individual employee performance, but rather to assess the performance of the care system as a whole. So it won't be looking at one individual person's care or services that they provide for the clients, but more so what the whole performance looks like for each service category. Provide an overview of the survey administration process, describe how the survey will be administered, and if you've already chosen particular staff members to assist you with the process, introduce them at this time. So it's really important to create a sampling plan. 3 primary goals related to sampling. You want to distribute the services across time. So it's really important not to distribute all the surveys only in one day, but across time. The survey will be live from December 1st until January 31st. So think of ways of how to incorporate the survey. It could be given to every person that comes into the clinic Monday, Wednesday, Friday, if that works for you, or Tuesday, Wednesday, but just to ensure that it's not collected all in one day. Acquire enough surveys to draw meaningful conclusions. It's really important that we get a sample size that is representative of how many clients that we have. We're looking to obtain at least 10% of the clients who are receiving services in our TGA. Reduce the bias that results when participation is indicated by self-selection. So for the most part, the survey will be, self-administered. They're able to view it online and complete it themselves. That gives them the opportunity to freely discuss and provide the feedback without any concerns with having another person assisting them with them. Again, don't distribute it all in one day, but definitely make sure that it's consistent within the time frame that we are administering the survey. So this is a really important step, creating a sample plan. So like I said, we want to get a good representation and enough surveys completed to represent the clients that are receiving services in the TGA. So I kind of broke it down by your caseload or how many clients you receive. If, for example, a case management program sees less than 50 clients, the minimum sample size could be all clients up to 30. From 51 to 100, a sample size could be 40, 101 to 500 individuals, 75. If there's 500 to 1,000, we would be looking for up to 100 surveys completed. If there's more than 1,000, 125. So once you've identified your sample size, you need to know how many surveys needed to be collected for a minimum for each month during the administration. And decide when it's going to be offered. We've made the decision to have it live between December and full of January. So create a survey administration plan. Think about when the survey is going to be offered to clients, what staff members will be assisting and what they'll say when they're offering the survey, and what the staff members will say when they're distributing the survey. Here is a sample script when offering the survey. 4 points you want to hit on are the purpose of the survey. So a staff member could say something like, "We'd like to know how you feel about the quality of your care here. Your answers to the questions will help us understand what works and what doesn't, and how we can improve our services for you and others." That it's anonymous. If you choose to participate, your survey will remain completely anonymous. That they have the option to decline. Your participation in the survey is completely voluntary. If you choose not to participate, your services will not be affected in any way. And inform them of the incentive. We are currently offering an opportunity for them to receive a $25 gift card. So you could say something along the lines, if you're interested in participating, we'd like to offer you a $25 gift card to show our appreciation once you've completed the survey. Decide how to help clients who cannot complete the survey alone. We may encounter opportunities or times where clients will need assistance with completing the survey. Maybe they're visually impaired, do not have the ability to read, but you could make that judgment call for clients who may need assistance with completing the survey. One of the suggestions would be find a person who's not directly involved in patient care to assist with administering the survey to the client, and conduct the survey in an interview style. More importantly, indicate that the client received assistance in completing the survey on the survey form. There is a button for them to push that says yes or no if they've had assistance with completing the survey. Preparing clients and staff. Train designated staff members on how to administer the survey. It should include when the survey should be offered, what staff members should say when offering, and what staff members should say when distributing. For distributing the survey, it's the same. Your feedback is important. The importance of feedback. There's no right or wrong answers to questions, and your response will not affect your eligibility to receive services in any way. Again, reinforcing that it's anonymous, it's private and completely anonymous. So give them an opportunity to speak their mind. Survey modules, inform them that it's optional to complete additional modules for the services that they receive. So you could say something along the lines, please complete the entire course survey and only the modules that apply to you. So for example, if they are receiving care at your HIV medical clinic, but they're also receiving food bank services or home delivered meals, it would be important and vital for us to have that feedback on that service that they're receiving in addition to their HIV medical care. So how to promote the survey? We have developed palm cards to give to the clients, and most agencies have the palm cards there already. There's 2 agencies that will be receiving theirs today. And this is an example of what it looks like. On the front, it's in English, and on the back, it's also in Spanish with the QR code for the clients to access the survey. You could also utilize your facility's existing communication channels. So maybe putting up waiting room posters or flyers, any newsletters, that would be helpful to get the word out and prepare the clients for taking the survey. Please distribute the palm cards at all points of entry. So for example, if you're a larger agency and you have a lot of services, it would be important for your case managers to distribute palm cards to their clients, food bank as well, medical clinic. If you're attached to a dental oral care, that would be great, as well as mental health services across the board. It would be ideal to administer or pass out these palm cards at all points of entry for your clients so that we could get the largest amount of a sample size as possible. The survey itself is 100% electronic. So they provide that access to that QR code on the palm cards. provide access to electronic devices if clients don't have one. There may be times where a client does not have access to a smartphone, which may hinder their ability to complete the survey. If it's possible for you to provide maybe a tablet, access to a computer, that could help with them obtaining access to participate. And just remind the clients that they have the option to skip modules that don't apply. So there's plenty of modules. Certainly, there's going to be plenty of services that clients do not receive. They do not need to complete every single survey. Also, attempt to protect clients' confidentiality. If you could provide quiet or a confidential space for clients to complete. This is particularly important if your services provide or if your program provides additional services for individuals who may not be living with HIV. We want to ensure that they are, we're keeping their confidences, and that we're not breaching any confidentiality. Again, surveys should be offered at all points of entry to service, and remind the clients that it is incentivized, that they have a opportunity to get a $25 gift card for their participation.
And Jennifer, just to interrupt really quickly, it looks like you have 3 questions in the chat.
Oh, I can't see from there.
That's okay, I got you, I got you. So one coming from Stacy in San Marcos, and she's wondering, does she need to make arrangements to come get palm cards, or will somebody be bringing her some?
What agency is this?
Let's see, Stacy is at, I should know this.
Community action.
Yes, community action. Thank you, Mikey.
Community action. Let's see. I believe I can make arrangements to drop some off if that's helpful. That shouldn't be a problem at all.
All right, and thank you. All right, next, Emma has a couple of questions. The first is, I guess she made a comment of 10% would be about 400 clients for them. She wants to clarify, provider staff will have to facilitate the completion of the survey. She's
Not
asking.
necessarily. It's more an issue of giving the client access, because it is 100% electronic. Clients can scan the QR code and complete the survey themselves. I think this would only be an issue if they do encounter a person who doesn't have the ability for one reason or another to complete the survey without assistance.
Okay, and then additionally, will the incentives be given at the time of completion from either APH, or will you be distributing those to each individual agency?
Good question. We will be distributing them individually. So for the most part, the clients will be receiving an electronic gift card. So upon completion of the survey, they'll be directed to complete a form. So they will need a valid email address to receive that electronic gift card. We may encounter someone again who may not have access to a smartphone or have an email address. In those instances, we would mail a physical gift card to them. But for the most part, we're going to utilize the electronic version of the gift card.
Okay, and it looks like Emma just raised her hand.
Okay.
Circling back to my first question about the 10%, the 10% was more jurisdiction wide. So are we looking at getting a jurisdiction wide approximately 400 surveys from all agencies, which is a pretty large number, especially if it's going to be on provider staff to get people to complete them. Is there going to be any assistance provided by APH, any tabling at provider agencies to get this complete?
Yes. So if there are any events that are coming up, we can assist with that as well. So this is a joint effort. Not all of the responsibility will fall on the agencies. We'll provide that support as well. Well, I do understand that's a heavy lift and we're looking at a large percentage for completion. In addition, we also have the opportunity to extend the timeline for the survey if we need to. So yes, one thing that would be really helpful is if any agencies do have any tabling events, any opportunities for us to participate, we would definitely help to assist that.
Right.
In events or like come and table in lobbies to get people as they're coming in and out of services.
Yeah, we could do that as well.
All right. Thank you, Emma. Next, we have Matt is asking, should they provide this survey to all Ryan White eligible patients or just those who are currently enrolled?
That's a really good question. I would probably say those that are currently enrolled.
Okay. And the next is from Astrid. And are the surveys separated by services or are the same questions for all clients regardless if they receive a particular service like medical case management or not?
They are separated by service. So they're divided into modules. There's a skip option. So say, for example, the first one is definitely for their HIV medical care. And that's the most important one that is completed. But for example, EIS may come up and they have the option to say, did you receive early intervention services within the last 12 months? There's a skip button and it'll skip right through. So for each service that comes up, it's a yes or no question. And if the answer is no, then they could skip through.
All right. And it looks like we have one last question from Susie. How long is each module and what is the expected time frame for completing the survey?
That's a really good question. Typically, each module, I would say the one that has the most questions is, of course, the core survey, which is the capturing data for the HIV medical visits. And that has approximately, I want to say about 30 questions. Depending on what service it is, the questions can range between 6 questions to 20 questions. So depending on how many services a client has, that's going to determine the length of time it'll take to complete the survey.
All right, and that's all the questions in the chat at this time.
Okay, wonderful. All right. So after the surveys, or even while the surveys are being
I'm so sorry. There was one more question.
Okay.
I apologize. I wasn't typing fast enough. How many times can a client complete the survey?
One time. So
Okay.
we're looking for one-time participation for the surveys.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there any other questions? Okay. So what comes next? HRAU, we will be receiving the data in real time. So I have the ability to look at the survey results as they're coming through. So I have real-time access to determine how we're progressing during this time frame with acquiring the amount of surveys that we'd like to get. And the data retrieval will be completely on the HRAU. Data input is not a responsibility of the agencies. It's just a matter of assisting with the distribution and preparation with getting clients and the staff prepared to distribute the palm cards. We'll be disseminating the data. Once we've disseminated and reviewed the data, we'll provide reports to the TGA subrecipients and as a whole to each agency and as well with each service category level. And we'll be presenting the data also to our planning council. What we hope to do is kind of incorporate those results into improvement initiatives. So one of the main focuses of completing this is to applaud your successes. Each agency works very hard to provide the best care for our clients and also to explore areas of quality improvement. So the results could assist in looking at QI projects in the future depended on the results. So here are some important dates. Again, the survey is live since December 1st, and it will be going through January 31st. Again, palm cards have been distributed to most agencies. We have 2 that will be receiving today. And community action, if you could just punch in your address, I will attempt to get that out today. So as far as HRAU support, yes, we'll meet with you monthly at the least to just talk about how it's going. Is there any glitches, and is there anything that's not working, what is working, how we could support you? And we could provide that support with that survey administration, especially with events. If there's events coming up, we could help table, get the survey out to as many participants as possible. I have also put my email address where you could contact me or Ken Martin. And yeah, I know it's a heavy lift, but I think we could do it. And yeah, I'm really excited about what our clients have to say regarding the services received. All right. Does anyone have any questions regarding that? Thank you, Stacy.
Actually, this is Stacy. I have one question
Sure.
that just came to my mind. And I don't know if I missed hearing you say it. So I know that they're all on computer. I know, and a lot of our clients are in the rural areas and don't have access to either a mobile phone or like they don't have their own laptops or computers. So like my case managers are always willing, and I know we can take our laptops out to them, but I know with some surveys, like if you've already taken a survey on that particular device, it will recognize it and it won't let you take it again. Is that going to be an issue?
That is a good question. I really
have a
don't
feeling we're going to have to do that with a lot of our clients, like provide the laptop for them to do that.
Right.
Jennifer, I can hop in there. So when we set that link up for you, we did allow for this for the same device to do multiple times, just in anticipation that an agency may be utilizing one device in their either in their case management area or so you will be able to access that particular survey multiple times from the same device.
Perfect. Thanks, Thomas.
You're welcome.
Do we have any other questions? All right. Well,
yeah, actually I do. This is Emily. So I know same for us for care program for integral care. Like a lot of our folks don't know how to use technology. So we will be helping them with our like laptops, computers, work cell phones, stuff like that. But in terms of electronic gift cards, if someone doesn't even have an email address, like I'm trying to think of like how we could do a workaround for that, or if we would have to request a ton of like hard, like have regular gift cards to give to people from y'all, possibly, because if we like send it to like our work email address, I'm not sure how that would work. That probably wouldn't work, right? To give
I don't think it would, because they would need access to that.
Right.
We do have physical cards for clients who, again, may not be able to access it electronically. They will need a valid mailing address. And that could even be at your agency.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so that was my next question. So we have some people that they don't have that. So they could, for some people, like if someone's currently homeless, like using our address would work. But a lot of people do have a mailing address. Okay, that'll work. Thank you.
You're welcome. And yeah, there's an option in the SurveyMonkey when they're directed to fill out their information for the survey or for the gift card that will allow for a physical address. So if they don't have a valid email address, they could utilize a valid mailing address, and we will mail that out. Does anyone have any other questions? All right. Well, thank you for allowing me to share that. All right. The next thing I kind of want to go over with you all are quarterly performance measurements, the reports. There's been a little bit of an issue with the quarterly report submissions. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the timeframes or the due dates for those, and just what information is needed for the quarterly reports. So quarterly reports are very similar to the monthly status reports that you are submitting in partner grants. In addition to the monthly reports, we also have quarterly reports that are due for each quarter. So the due date for Q1 reports would be July 14th. And that would be from the measurement period from March, April, May, ending in May 31st. Second quarter reports are due October 14th for measurements ending in June, July, August, August 31st. And our third quarter reports are due January 14th. And that would be measuring from September, October, November 30th. And the last quarter would be fourth quarter reports. Those are going to be due April 1st. That's for the measurement period ending in February 28th. So December, January.
Are you sharing your screen, Jennifer?
I'm sorry?
Are you sharing your screen?
I can.
Okay, because you were presenting the report deadline, so just.
I can, and I could email this information as well.
Okay, thank you.
But I could share my screen, not a problem. So yes, first quarter reports due July 14th. Second quarter reports were due October 14th. Third quarter review reports are due January 14th. And fourth quarter are due April 1st. Okay, so how to obtain that data needed for the quarterly reports? That content informs each upon status report creation by the agency, and it's pulled from the following annualized forms. That's the outcome by service category and output by service category. Then the reports are generated against the pre-authorized measures that are loaded into each status report. So basically the quarterly report data is a combination data from the 3-month status reports in that given quarter. Does that make sense to anyone? Anyone have any questions about that? So
yeah, I do. This is Todd Logan from Project Transitions. So wow. Okay, wait. So we've had to do quarterly outcomes forever. Okay. And your predecessor, there was a really long discussion. I'm sure a number of the members will remember this, that the quarterly outcome reports were a rolling 12-month period. And I'm hearing you just say we're just doing it for 3 months, because that was a really big point of contention and a very long discussion over several meetings. But that was the decision at that time. And I'm doing my quarterly report for outcomes, which is due January 14th now, and that's what I'm doing. So are we changing this? Let's start with that question.
So for clarification, are you saying that
this is the outcome report, the quarterly outcome report?
Correct.
That it's not for 3 months, it's for a rolling 12-month period. That's what your predecessor determined. And so that's what I'm doing.
I guess my question is this: were you submitting that data on a quarterly basis, or was the expectation for it to be submitted for 12 months?
I'm submitting the data on a quarterly basis. Okay, so this quarter ends November 30th. So the 12-month rolling period goes all the way back to 2021 because it's a 12-month rolling period. That's what was determined by the city.
I see. Okay. Let me do a little research.
Because I had
about-
always done it just for the quarter and then
Mhm.
actually added in the time in the grant period. And I was told
Right.
that that was wrong.
Ah, oh, this is interesting. Okay, Todd, honestly, I don't have the answer right now for that. This
Uh-huh.
is the first I've heard of it that way. Let me do a little more research to determine which way is the appropriate way to do that.
Okay.
But as far as the submission of your quarterly reports, that's fine. The due dates are the same. How you're doing it is completely okay. Let me do a little research on that time frame, that rolling 12, or is it the 12 months for the grant period itself?
I mean, I could do it either way, quite frankly, but you know, that's not what we were told previously. So there's that. Okay, good. The other one is, was I asleep? Have I been drinking? I don't know. I have never heard of a quarterly output report until you stated it right now.
Quarterly outcome report, not output.
But you've got output on there on your screen. You've got, so that's two different reports you're talking about.
Let's see here. No, what I meant, and let me clarify for this, what I meant
Okay.
is that is generated from the outputs, but it is, if it
So
could be
you've got two bullets there. You've got outcome by service category and output by service category. That you're talking about two different reports.
correct. All I'm saying is that's where the two, where it's generated from the end. But it is,
I've never heard that we had to do a quarterly output. That's what I'm saying.
for clarification, you do not.
Ah, okay.
Clarification, you do not. We're looking at the performance outcome quarterly report, but not output quarterly.
Perfect. I'm cool with that.
Okay. Did that answer your question, Todd?
Yep.
Okay. And as far as those dates, whether it's that rolling 12-month period, let me get back to you and I'll bring it back to the committee to find out exactly what the time frame is.
I'm surprised no one else is speaking up because that was like a 3-meeting argument a year ago.
Yeah, this is Stacy with Community Action. And yeah, Todd, I remember that it was just so much back and forth because we were all doing that 3-month period. And then we were like just randomly told that that was wrong. So yes, I back you up, Todd.
Thank you.
Okay.
I was not there for those. Sounds like I'm lucky in that capacity, but I will say some of these do make more sense. You know, the longer term kind of outcomes for some of the categories do make more sense to do sort of a larger period of time. I also just want to bring up that that is the way that we've been doing them. That is the way that we have had reports built. So although we're saying we could do them either way, if we were to change that, that would be a lift. Just taking that into consideration.
Some of the measures are actually pretty impossible to look at in 3-month chunks of time. And so when you're looking at comprehensive data for patient outcomes, you have to look at it over a longer period of time, especially if we're looking at HAB measures.
Okay. Okay. But again, let me do some research and I will get back to you guys, and thank you for all your input and feedback on this. Okay. And that's all I had for the quarterly reports. But for the agencies that have not completed them, it's important that they are starting to be submitted into partner grants. And if you need any assistance, especially for those who may be newer, if you need any assistance with that, reach out to your grant coordinator and they can help you with that. But as far as that time period, I'll do a little more research and get back with you all.
All right, thank you, Jennifer and HRU staff for those wonderful updates. I'm super excited to see what comes of the client satisfaction survey and how we can utilize that more in our quality improvement projects and increasing those efficiencies. So speaking of QIPs, that will be our next topic. We just want to kind of check in and do a pulse check on how everybody's quality improvement projects are going. Keep in mind that starting in February, we will be distributing some report out requirements for those quality improvement projects. March of 2023, we will be beginning our second set of quality improvement projects since the new QM format, CQM format. And then keep in mind on those worksheets that y'all completed for the QIPs, be sure that you're tracking those outcomes monthly on your quality improvement project worksheets so that when we do get to February, you will be ready to drop all your information into the couple of slides of PowerPoints that we're going to be asking everybody to do a presentation on. So that way it keeps all your data succinct and in one place that's easy to find. Are there any questions, technical assistance needs on your quality improvement projects at this time? All right, hearing none, let us know if you do have any. Again, we're always here. Also, just so you know, in Basecamp just today, I have been reading about the Prims and Proms SPINS project that has been done with CQII, the National Healthcare Institute. So I dropped that in as an FYI into Basecamp for you, those of you who may be interested in the Prims or Proms program. So take a look at that. It has some very interesting data that I think that we could use at agency level and possibly integrate into system-wide. All right, next we'll move on to the annual Austin Public Health HIV Resource Administration Unit monitoring that is coming up very soon. So you'll be seeing myself and many of my team members coming to visit you virtually and completing your annual monitoring process. So we just wanted to quickly go over that. Again, we do recognize all of the wonderful data we're getting from TCT, which isn't happening. So we appreciate all of you who are working with us and helping with chart pool lists. I know it's been very confusing. I think it's been confusing for everyone. So again, thank you for all of your patience and the opportunity to work with you and then making sure that we streamline the process as much as possible, especially with the data components and chart pool lists. Are there any questions or concerns about the monitoring process so far?
Sorry,
Todd?
I swear I'm not grouchy today.
No, it's okay.
I swear to gosh, you guys said that you would have an email out about all this by the 2nd, and I haven't seen anything yet.
Oh, I was just curious about the monitoring tool. Do we have that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, give me 1 second. Let's do the first question. So Todd, I saw packets go out. Let me look. Let's see.
I haven't seen mine.
Okay, let me see. Michael, are you on the line, sir? Let me see if Michael's on the line. I'm gonna push that question to Mikey real fast and come right back to you, Todd. Not that I'm glazing over your question, but Michael's the one that sends out those reports, and I want to make sure that we have not missed your packet.
If you could just resend to me, then that'd be
yes,
great.
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. No problem. I apologize. Give me 1 second, and then we'll come right. All right, Michael will just hop back on. Mikey, Todd has a question about his monitoring packet. He has not seen one yet. Are you with us? Michael?
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm well, sir. So Todd has a question about his monitoring packet.
Okay.
He hasn't seen one yet. And if you have sent it, if you could resend it to him.
Todd was not the single point of contact for community action or for project transitions this year. It went to please hold. Gmail sent. It went to Leah Baker.
Okay.
So Leah has the monitoring packet, but I will forward it to you right now, Todd.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate that.
No problem, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Mikey. I appreciate that. Erica, your question, please. I think it was Erica who had the question.
It was.
Okay.
I was just wondering, have we already sent out the monitoring tools?
So the monitoring tools have went out, both fiscal universal and chart monitoring review tools. So
Okay,
so let me remind you, if you are not the single point of contact at your agency, and you would definitely need to check in with your single point of contact, your SPOC at AHF.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome. Mikey, are there any updates you want to give about monitoring, sir?
No, sir. At this time, we are currently rolling out all the chart polls. It is about 5 days for a few agencies. Project Transitions received yours on Tuesday. Ashwell received yours on Tuesday. ATCIC and Emily received theirs yesterday. David Powell received theirs yesterday. Community Action received theirs yesterday. Vivant Health will be receiving yours today. Waterloo Counseling and AHF will be receiving theirs tomorrow.
Okay, awesome. Great. Thank you for that update. All right. Any other questions about monitoring? And again, I'll just reiterate that we do understand the issue with some of the chart pools. We are going to work with you as much as we possibly can and try to make this as painless as possible. So we do recognize there are some challenges with getting some information of a TCT. So we will work with you with that. All right. And then keep in mind, as you sign up for the FTP site, please allow us 24 to 48 hours. I will let you know now that collaborative research will be closed for a majority of our staff from Friday to Monday. So if you request today to Monday, you probably will not receive your access until Tuesday. We have some strategic planning company-wide that we will be doing over the weekend and looking forward towards next grant year. So please bear with us as we get that access to you. All right.
I tried to request access and it was saying I couldn't, that it was expired.
You used the SurveyMonkey? The SurveyMonkey link that's provided for requesting access to the FTP site?
I don't remember if it was SurveyMonkey or what it was, but I would use whatever was given to me. I think I did send an email that included that the other day, that it said the survey had already ended and it was on the 6th.
All right, give me 1 second. Let me look at that while I have you right here.
Was I too early?
I don't believe so, because I see that people are still utilizing it today. So let me just hop in there really quickly. And what I'll do is I will drop that link into the chat to make sure that you have access. Give me 1 second. Select results. Edit collector. All right, there is the link. So the cutoff date is January the 9th, 2023. I'm sorry, January the 7th, 2023 is when the survey will be cut off. So I'm not sure which link you might have used, Aubrey, but let's drop that into the chat so everybody has it. And if you want to give that a shot now, again, this is if you are participating in the monitoring process, this will give you access to the FTP site where you will be able to upload compliance documents for both fiscal and universal monitoring portions of the annual monitoring process.
Okay, it looks like it is working now. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Any announcements from the recipient's office before we conclude the call?
I don't have any. Does anyone else have any?
All right. Well, on behalf of Collaborative Research and the recipient's office, we wish each and every one of you a very safe and prosperous holiday season. And we will see you at the beginning of next year on January the 12th for our next CQM meeting. So we hope you and your families have a very joyous holiday. And if you have any questions between now and then, please shoot us an email and we will respond to you. So happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holiday.
Holidays.
Happy holidays.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy holidays. Bye.